Hi, I'm here to tell you about the lies and the denials in the campus. I'm here to present to you how the denials and Holocaust denials have been able to spread their lies on universities and campuses. And I'm here to give you the ideas on how colleges and universities can easily prevent that. My points comes from one of the researchers back in 90s and 80s. Her name is Deborah Lipstadt. She did her research on denials and Holocaust. Her research took her 5 years, which in later became a big controversial, where she was taken to court, asked why she did the research on people who write the books and histories denying Holocaust that happens in 1940s about the Jewish back in Poland and Germany. My points also are based on my own experience because I'm from Africa. I lived in Uganda. In southwest part of Uganda, we have a country called Rwanda that had a genocide back in 1994. And this genocide was caused by the deniers, people who denied that different groups were actually being segregated, which later on became a conflict. And they found even today, the same people who involved in that kind of fighting, they still deny that there was genocide in Rwanda. My point today is to show the universities that they have responsibilities to prevent these denials from happening. My first point was that universities should investigate and ask series of questions to the professors before they start teaching on campuses. Based on Eve Studies book, chapter 3, she mentioned how one of the professors managed to get into a university called Western University, Midwestern University, excuse me, and he was able to teach students that the Holocaust scenario, specifically the Hitler, who killed the Jewish, that he did not involve in the killing of the Jews. And when he was asked why, according to Lipstadt quote, he said that he was trying to present the two sides, one from the Jewish, other from the Orthodox side. According to Lipstadt, said that the deniers that they usually come up with many techniques. One of them is to pretend that we are trying to present they are trying to prove the facts. And those facts, usually they come with real facts and they add on many, many lies to that. The second point is that the schools should be able to have a universal curriculum that will expose students about the Holocaust. Many universities, they don't really focus on teaching people about the Holocaust. Instead, what they do is to teach students about history, general history. And when this bad professors gets into the university and they change the history, administrators, they don't really focus on changing that kind of xenophobic. And later on becomes a big issue because these people, for example, the Jewish or the Tutsi who were killed, they are seen as liars. And this may become unfair to one side. The last point is that, to my opinion, I think the university should have an organization called the IHRA, which stands for International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, on every campus. This organization will help out to also oversee this research, these histories, and this kind of xenophobic that are presented on campuses. One of the reasons why many universities find themselves in this kind of situation is that professors, they usually come up with these xenophobic ideas and they call it research and proving the facts. Then students follow those ideas because things they don't know, they don't understand, they just want to learn. But by having this kind of organizations on campus, it will prevent every professor from involving into researching xenophobic and also publishing the writing that we create the hate among the groups. For you, what I want you to take from this point is that we had presidents in the future, even today, even the last couple of years, who were denying that there was no things like racism in this country or police brutality. Those denials come from the people themselves who claim that they know the fact, but they use the little fact, then they add on many lies to that. In the future, if we can invest in these 3 points, we can have better leadership that understands what it means to be part of the Holocaust, what it means to be in a genocide, what it means to lose a family. And they will never use the term like a fact to prove that these things never happened, because it hurts the victims and their family, and this grows bigger and also creates the divide among the community. Universities have opportunities to use that as a breaking point, make sure that every single student gets exposed, as well as having an HR on campus, as well as investigating the professors before they get into the campus, or that will help build a better academics and also coming up with a very good educated group or citizens who understands the public matters, who understands the Holocaust, understands the situation happening to other people. My point today was that when we think these things are not concerning to us, we pretend that it doesn't concern us. At the end of the day, we get affected, because when things happen to other countries, it may not happen to us directly, but we may get affected indirectly. For example, if somebody denies Holocaust in Germany or denies Holocaust in Rwanda, tomorrow they will deny that you never got raped or that you never got attacked by police on the street, because they will use the little facts to make sure that they can get their points ahead. We see this happening across Lipstadt back in the 1990s, where a man known as Wizard, known as Duke, David Duke, who was a wizard, a Ku Klux Klan, KKK, known as KKK, he was a strong denier, and he had formed many organization groups, many groups that denied, things like discrimination, denied the Jewish, and denied many things. And what we see from this guy is that he was raising so fast to power, where he became a Congress, became a senator, and he also runs for president of the United States. And these are the tactics that are used by many deniers, according to Lipstadt. They try, one, deride the history, change the history. Two, they pretend that they don't belong to the deniers. So when you ask them, do you really work with this person who's the denier? They will tell you no. So they try to distance themselves from the denier. The other thing that they do, which is very dangerous, is to make sure they go in power by paying money to the media, advertise themselves, and spread their eyes, write books, as well as getting power, going to the president, senator, mayors, and governors. To conclude, it's up to all of us to stand up and tell the administrations, tell the campuses, tell the universities, make sure that they follow these 3 points or maybe more, but make sure that the deniers, maybe not 0%, but at least 0.1% is denied on the campus. If we can all do that, we have a better community, and we have a community that does not rely on fake news or rely on conspiracy theories or xenophobic research, but relies on facts and the truth. Thank you so much.